Good morning, everybody. Welcome to A Week at LinkedIn. My name is Jeff Mahacek. I'm available for fractional design leadership and kind of design advisory gigs, as the case may be. So every week I do a video to LinkedIn, pay it forward to the design community, keep me fresh of mind for anyone who's looking. And so this week, I want to talk about a conversation I had last week. So a former intern of mine reached out for some mentorship. She's facing a question that I think a lot of people in the design industry have faced in their time, which is, should I be an agency person or should I be an in-house person? What are the pros? What are the cons? What should I do? I remember going through this myself back in the day. And so let me start with two caveats. First of all, there is no right answer. There's just the answer that's right for you. And second, I'm going to paint with a real broad brush here. I'm going to lean into kind of stereotypical type roles, what most people probably experience, but there are going to be a ton of exceptions to this. And if you found one of the exceptions and it works for you, I'm so happy for you. But I'm going to paint with a real broad brush. So I use this metaphor, which is agencies are like ocean exploration and in-house is like climbing mountains. Let me explain what I mean by that. When you're exploring the ocean, you are always going somewhere new, undiscovered. It's an adventure. But cons of that is you don't get to put down roots. You don't get to sit anywhere very long. You very rarely get to look back. And all your skill sets are going to be about adventuring. That's kind of what agency is. Agency is moving from project to project. Those projects can last months or weeks or sometimes days. You're going to learn a whole lot of new stuff about a subject matter, but you're probably going to repeat what I would refer to as like the early concept strategy phases. Very rarely does a company employ an agency for like deep into engineering kind of design support or strategy support. You're usually going to be upfronting on a lot of these projects. Like I said, broad brush, but that's most of the time. So those are the skill sets that you're going to really invest in, is like how to kick off a project, how to concept an idea, how to develop a strategy. In-house is going to be more like climbing mountains. You're going to start at the base and you have a goal in mind. You know where you're going. You can see it. It's the top of that mountain. And at the beginning, you're going to employ a certain amount of skills to get you maybe the first third of the way up the mountain. That's going to be very similar to the people who are doing the ocean exploration. But then you've gotten there and you have to start employing a different set of skills, which are going to be more about working with engineering, working with product management, getting that first version of your product out the door and launching it. And then there's that top third of the mountain. That's like, once it's out there, what do you do with it? How do you optimize? How do you maintain it over time? But with that, maybe you loved that first third of the mountain and it starts to feel like a slog if you're climbing for too long. Maybe you're kind of bored with this mountain. It's been the same mountain this whole time and you wish you could try new things. Like I said, there's pros and cons on both sides. It's kind of which mental model do you have? But yeah, that mountain is a lot like working in-house. You're going to be assigned a team or a project, and sometimes it's at the beginning and you're figuring out the concept and the UX strategy. Sometimes you're helicoptered into the second tier of the mountain or the third tier of the mountain, and that's where you're going to climb from. But so as you are thinking about your career, think about what appeals to you, knowing that there's certain drawbacks or cons that you're likely to experience. So if you're sitting here going, I want to spend the rest of my life solving strategy problems, but I'm okay with not really getting to see the fruit of that. I'm going to hand it off back to a client company, and what they do with it, that's really on them, because I'm going to be on to my next adventure, and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to feel, this is a word I hear a lot from people on that side of the house, unfulfilled because I didn't get to put down roots or take that project all the way into production and then watch users interact with it. Like I said, broad brush. Sometimes agencies do this, but broad brush. Or are you looking at the in-house model and going, yeah, I'm okay with getting to the point where maybe I'm doing A/B testing because I've lived with that thing and it's my project and it's my pet. And I'm going to be okay with the fact that I've been on the same thing for a long time and maybe I haven't done UX strategy work in a year because I've been more into like optimization and releases and working for different screen sizes and those types of challenges. So, as you're thinking about your career, pros and cons, two different sides. There's no right answer for everyone. I have spent most of my career in-house, but now I'm challenging myself to be more of an ocean explorer with my new business venture of trying to help lots of different companies in different ways. And it's exciting to me. So the other thing I'd say is no decision is forever. Find the thing that's going to challenge you, that's going to teach you new things, and that's going to grow you into a more well-rounded person first and designer second. So that's my big piece of advice is find out what's right for you in the moment and pursue that. Just know what you're getting into. And so like with this former intern of mine, I think she's going to go agency. She could surprise me, but I think she's more of an ocean explorer. We'll see what she does. With that, everyone have a great week. As a reminder, my name is Jeff Mahacek. I'm available for fractional design leadership, design and advisory roles, really anything you might need where you want someone who's been doing this for 25 years, 10 years at an executive level to kind of help out. So have a great week, everyone. Cheers. Bye.